Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and in this video I'll be looking at the G52 hidden Wi-Fi dash camera from Mercylion. This G52 one-channel dash camera is a fully integrated dash camera for the Volkswagen Golf Mk7, plus other car makes and models are available too. It connects to its existing rain sensor connection to power it. Its looks goes against the more conventional separate in-car dash cameras, in that once installed, its looks can appear as if it came pre-installed in the car when it first left the factory. Inside there is a NOVATEK NT96675 CPU, high quality day and night Sony IMX335 image sensor. There's a f1.4 aperture lens with 143-degree field of view that will capture up to 2K video onto an inserted TF card that supports up to 512GB. In the box you get the camera module itself, there is a prying tool to help with installation, a paper instruction manual, a 64GB TF card is also included, there's two adhesive cable clips, and there are two additional install cables, one loop power cable for the existing rain sensor, and an optional longer cable to power the camera from a fuse box connection. Looking over the camera then, its size and form factor design simply blends into the existing casing of the car model that you choose when you order. At the front there is a fixed optical lens, whilst on the right hand side there is a single TF card slot for the memory card, and on the left hand side there are two function buttons and a couple of status lights. This specific G2 one channel unit features the same Sony IMX335 image sensor that I looked at in my last dash camera review, so I'm hoping to get the best of both worlds here with an integrated dash camera and a high quality image sensor in both day and night recordings. So that's a quick look over the camera module itself. Let's jump in the car and get this camera installed and see how well it works. So I found the installation of this model of dash camera to be not as easy as I'd hoped. Basically I encountered a fitting issue with this particular model and my Golf 7's mirror design, and in the end I had to shave off a little bit of plastic to make it fit perfectly. I have raised this issue with the Mercylion team, who have been very proactive in resolving this issue, and they've told me that they are now supplying a different casing for this particular model. Other car makes and models might be more fortunate with their installation, but I was lucky enough that I didn't have to make too much of a significant modification to make it fit perfectly. Install issues aside though, I like how the camera can borrow power from the car's stock rain sensor. This meant there's no messy wires to route around the car windscreen, and no USB ports or 12-volt sockets are being used up. To install, I first had to remove the current casing around the rain sensor and rear view mirror, then locate the rain sensor power cable that's nearest to the windscreen. I unhooked this cable and inserted it into the supplied loop cable, and then I plugged the original sensor cable back into the socket on the loop cable and connected the last remaining connector into the cable that's attached to the camera to power it. With all the cables tucked away, I clipped the camera housing back in place around the existing rain sensor housing, and then I decided to feed the remaining slack of cable back through the large hole at the back of the casing to complete the installation. With the included 64GB TF card inserted into the slot of the camera, I turned the ignition on, which powers on the camera. The camera comes alive with an assuring beep or an aggressive voice telling you that you have to insert the memory card.
Please insert memory card.
This beep, however, is very welcome on this type of camera because on a right-hand drive car, the status light are facing away from you, and that makes it difficult to tell if the camera is on and recording. With no LCD display or any really useful function buttons on the camera's casing to configure the camera, I had to first connect to its Wi-Fi hotspot and download the Mercylion app to configure it. Once connected to the app, I could see the live video feed from the G52 dash camera, so I was assured that everything was operating correctly, with the date and timestamps automatically synced and updated from my phone. Selecting settings in the app took me into its simple config menu. From there I was able to set loop length, capture resolution, toggle audio capture, and set parking and G-sensor sensitivity. You can also start and stop recording from within the app, take a live photo, view its library of previous recordings and have the ability to save them out to your phone's camera roll. Like the dash camera that this replaced, this camera also records in TS files, which is a little bit harder to play back, but you can download some apps like the VLC media player so you can play them on your desktop computer. Once I viewed back my captured videos from this camera, it was clear that the Mercylion G52 was an improvement over my last integrated dashcam, but only slightly. This is mostly due to the improved Sony IMX335 sensor inside that captures better detail in both day and night recordings. Night recordings specifically have improved detail with slightly less bloom around oncoming cars and passing lampposts. In the day, this camera is also slightly improved in general detail, with a little more natural in its light and color saturation. There's no wide dynamic range or exposure adjustments in the app settings area, but out of the box I felt neither had to be adjusted anyway. Unfortunately, there's no GPS positioning or speed data captured or displayed in its recordings. A GPS module purchased separately is needed for that. Playing back video recordings in the app over Wi-Fi can be a little bit clunky, with playback on the app directly having some frequent stuttering issues over its most likely 2.4G connection. A faster 5G connection might have been preferred here, so overall I found it much faster to take the TF card out of the camera and browse the videos on a desktop computer instead. But it is more convenient to quickly connect to the camera to check if a video has been captured through its app without removing the card. The camera powers up in around 8 to 12 seconds after ignition, and its video capturing begins at around 17 to 18 seconds. This could be a little bit faster for me, specifically for capturing early parking or pulling away incidents, but it's not too long to be frustrating. It all depends on how fast you are from starting the car and pulling away. But for me, most of my first time start recordings had around 3 to 4 seconds before I was seen pulling away. The Mercylion G52 one-channel integrated dash camera currently retails for $145 using my $20 off coupon code CarPlay at checkout. And I'll share my direct links to this camera in the descriptions down below so you can buy this camera and also browse for other integrated cameras for other vehicles. It is worth pointing out that the model I reviewed was a one-channel camera, and the two-channel camera model that comes with a bundled additional rearview camera does not carry the same Sony IMX335 sensor, and it also has a reduced 1080p recording resolution from both cameras. Aside from the complications I faced with the install, which was specific to my Golf, the G52 dashcam from Mercylion performed quite well. I would have liked to see 4K support, a 6-glass lens for improved visibility, and a slightly wider field of view. I would also like to see if they could build the GPS module into the camera body without the need for a separate module. All of these would make this camera a next generation product. Quality wise, I found this camera isn't as good as the last dash camera I reviewed, but it is an improvement over my last integrated camera, thanks to its improved sensor, Wi-Fi connection and better supporting app. If you're looking for a discreet dash camera that records well enough and looks like it's come from the factory, head over to their website and see if you can get yourself a camera that fits your car. I hope you found this video helpful. Give us a thumbs up if it has, and comments are always welcome if you have any questions about this camera from Mercylion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.